My name is Margaret O'Brien. I'm an adult and specialist adolescent psychotherapist based in County Clare in Ireland. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something that really worries parents. That is when the space between the parent and the young person is experienced as emotional distance. So when it moves from your child being a lively, bubbly, full of chat to shut doors, don't listen to your advice, moody, you can seem like you're walking on eggshells and asking yourself, I wish I knew what was going on in their head. So let us look at what's happening there. Let us look at when parents experience when their young person begins to pull away from them. What's really happening beneath that? And in that, the developmental approach to understanding the adolescent journey is really, really helpful. And what I mean by that is, and I draw from the well-renowned American clinical psychologist, Mark McConville, who has dedicated his life to understanding and developing models to better understand the adolescent developmental journey, is that he talks about developmental tasks that are not a given, but actually need to be achieved throughout the adolescent developmental journey. It's a bit like when babies and toddlers, when they move through the developmental milestones, from sitting up, walking, talking. It's the same kind of foundational understanding, but it's different. We all know that how we as parents talk to our child is quite different to how we would talk to our teenage son or daughter. And within that, an important visual that is helpful in understanding this is actually when you're parenting a child, it's very much top down. This is the parent, this is the child. So the requirement from a parenting perspective is actually more directive. It's more supervisory, because you have to developmentally, children are a completely different place. The research from neuroscience demonstrates that pre-adolescence kicks off at around 10 years of age. And that the marker from neuroscience is that there's a particular part of the brain that comes online at 10 that gives us the capacity to make meaning from our experience. And the impact of that on the adolescent-parent relationship is that it moves to this. So if this is the adolescent and this is the parent, the adolescent is, well, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I don't have life experience and I don't have a fully developed adult brain. So I'm figuring stuff out. At times, I need to be independent, that sense of independence, and at times, I need to actually withdraw and think. And from the parent's perspective, it's, well, tell me how to support you. And it often leads to a push-pull dynamic. That's what characterizes the pulling away of all adolescent parent relationships. This push-pull dynamic in terms of the parent is left asking, well, how much do I move in and how much do I back off? And that isn't an exact science. However, there are certain things that can actually help and influence the quality of understanding in these moments. And a key that understanding or perspective that I found from the literature and then from my own clinical practice is that in those times where it feels really, really painful, when your young person is giving you every indication that they're shutting you out, is actually, and it feels like that they don't need you anymore. When in fact, They do need you, but they need you differently. And in those moments of the push and the pull, and the sense that your young person is pulling away, what could be really, really helpful is the understanding that your young person still needs you, but they need to begin, and they're looking to actually find a new way to make connection with you while also discovering the person that they're becoming.